Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Entrepreneurial Finance, contacting venture capitalists. How do you contact venture capitalists? Contacting venture capitalists is the first stage into getting a deal with the venture capitalists. So how do you deal with that phase? How do you design that phase for yourself? Well, first of all, contacting venture capitalists is always the first step into getting to know a potential investor, and the investor also gets to know you. So it is important to pay attention to some details which you might want to take into account when contacting the venture capitalist. So is it enough to stand there and keep smiling and have maybe someone else who tries to keep smiling? What about the first presentation? What about the first image? And so on? Okay, contacting a venture capitalist in general is something which you first of all start by making an extensive web search. Because what you do is you might want to list all venture capitalists that might be interesting for you, which is a long list of potential venture capital companies. You can easily get that long list from their websites or looking at the European Venture Capital Association, at the German Venture Capital Association, BVK, or EVCA, which is the European, or the NVCA, which is the US Venture Capital Organization, or the organization where the venture capitalists are organized. You can find all those venture capitalists there, and then what you basically do is you try to understand them, because even in Germany, you'll probably find more than a 3-digit number of venture capitalists. Are they all fitting to you? Actually not. What you do then is, and this is about you selecting the right venture capitalists for you, you sort your list. You first of all try to check the development phase, the industry sector, and the required financing volume. Because this definitely has to fit to the venture capital firm. If this is not going to fit, he's going to sort you out. And as said before, venture capitalists normally sort out 80 to 90% in the first contact phase. So 80 to 90% of the proposals will be sorted out because they don't fit to the venture capitalist, or the quality is not good enough. But in some stages, it is these 3 criteria. So check these, and you don't want to be an idiot contacting a venture capitalist who only invests in clean tech with a internet idea. This is what you shouldn't do, because they also have good network and they might talk about you. So that's the first thing to do. Maybe you check on the location, which we said before. A venture capitalist wants to reach you within 2 hours. So maybe you don't start with the US venture capitalists. If it's your seed investment, you might start with the German ones if you're located in Germany. That's also easygoing. And the last thing then, you search their websites and you try to get an understanding about the name, the reputation of the venture capitalist. So look at the portfolio companies which are listed at the venture capitalists. Look at them, maybe start talking to them. Maybe you know some of the entrepreneurs, maybe you can get some of their experience and so on. And this brings you to the next step, and this is the real contact. First of all, you prepare your executive summary. This is actually the most important part of your business plan, because this is the thing you send out. And in order to do that, there shouldn't be too confidential information in the executive summary, because you send it out without NDA, without non-disclosure, without anything. Everybody can read that, and everybody should be able to read that. So no secrets in there. You send that out to the venture capitalist, and it should be convincing enough. So not more than 2 pages, easy understanding, and basically answering the questions like, what's the problem? What's my solution? Is there a market willingness to pay? So the same way you would pitch your idea. Really spend time on a very good executive summary. And then secondly, you approach the venture capitalist, which is the second step. However, you better not do it by yourself. You do it by people who know the venture capitalist. So it's either your own business angel. And this is again why business angels are so important for you, and especially in their network, because they know the people they can contact for a subsequent financing round. And if you don't have business angels on board, if you don't have a business angel with a network on board, you might go into LinkedIn and look at the venture partners, which might be the ones for you, and try to get a connection to these venture capitalists through your own network. So go on Xing, for example, and look who's connected with the people and how many steps it takes you to get a contact to that person too. So it's always better to have an indirect approach, always better that someone tells good things about you, and especially someone who has a close relationship to the venture partner, than it is yourself who's going to contact the venture capitalist. Remember the business angels. Business angels, 12% of the investments they do is from the founders by themselves, 70% from business acquaintances. It's not much different with venture capitalists.